Hey guys, welcome. So today we will be doing another project. Of course, this time we will be doing a quilted leather bag. I don't know if I'll be doing a backpack version and or like a satchel type version. Still weighing my options with that. Even during this illustration, I just couldn't figure it out. So of course I have to start with my visuals. Wanted to just rough sketch some ideas out. Of course, there's multiple ways that you can create the quilted appearance. However, I like the parallel appearance or straight stitch, so that's what I'm going to go with for this bag. The pattern piece for this bag was created with an older pattern piece from one of my backpacks that I sell in my shop when I am actually selling, but instead I'm going to just tweak it a little bit. Again, I said I didn't know if I wanted to do a backpack version of this bag or not, so that's what I started with. As I started to work more with the pattern, I just decided to downsize a little bit. So I have my pattern all cut out, but of course the way my brain works, I feel like I want to do this a little shorter than the way I illustrated it on here. It's like a backpack, which I've already created. I have a similar design in my shop. So I want to do something shorter, like a little smaller handbag. So I think I'm just going to condense the size of this pattern and go from there. The leather that we'll be working with is the Lexi top grain in natural, and honestly, I don't have words. Like, it's the feel of this leather is unbelievable. I need you guys to get into this leather really quick. I mean, it's just so soft and supple. Like, I don't understand. I'm truly obsessed with this leather, you guys. It is so pretty. This video doesn't do it any justice, but if you have never worked with this leather, this is a treat. I really wanted something that has a smooth hand to it and a subtle flesh. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm just going in really quick. Don't mind me because it's that pretty. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Let's get into the bag. So what I'm gonna do is just cut off this, sometimes the ends are a little ratchet. I'm gonna cut off the ends and get to the smooth point so we can start cutting out our pattern pieces. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm going to do a straight stitch quilt appearance. So what I'm doing is just marking out my spaces and measuring them an inch apart. I'm going to divide my bag in half just so I know where my center point is and start on the exterior of the center point. On each side, drawing my spaces out from right to left. Once I have that complete, I'm going to transfer the same markings onto my flap and my back panel and or front panel. I don't know which panel I started with. I'm going to transfer those same markings out so that everything lines up evenly. From there, I'll complete the stitch lines going all the way down the bag, the flap, and any other pieces that require quilting stitches. To give it a quilting appearance, I'm going to use felt. As you can see, this felt is really thick, so I'm going to split that in half. There are other things to use to give it that appearance, but I'm going to try felt. And of course, we just need some hardware. I'm going with the solid brass. So I was working until really late last night to get the front and the back panels done. I did mine like this intentionally, and what I noticed is that more of the quilting effect came out on the interior versus the exterior. There is still that quilting appearance on the exterior, which is fine. It's nice and subtle, but next time I'm gonna try a different technique to see if, you know, we can get more of that appearance on the front part of the leather. But this is what we're working with for now. So I went ahead and did the front and back panel pieces. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess. I'm going to clean that up in a second. So right now I'm just going to show you how to do the flap. I'm not going to do my side gussets and my bottom panel with the quilting. I'm just going to leave that as a solid piece of leather. So now that I have my front and back panel, my flap, and now my gusset, I'm gonna go ahead and attach my closure hardware to the front panel and the flap, actually just to the front panel. And then I'm going to attach my gusset onto the front and back panel before I do my drop-in lining. So I want to make sure that when I do add my hardware, that it's hidden, which is why I'm adding it before I do the lining. Now you can start to see the quilting effect. Also want to make sure my stitch lines are lined up from the flap to the front panel. So that is also a good indicator where my hardware needs to lay on the front panel. When it comes to handbags, I would normally have my hardware placement and everything already transferred to my leather when I'm creating my pattern pieces, but a lot of these projects that I'm doing, I'm just going off the top of my head. So I'll do all the other placements, hardware placements, and all of the tweaks and those things as I'm making the bag. I stitched on the front panel, added the hardware. This is what that looks like. This is really a rough version because I'm not done, but this is how the front panel looks. The back panel will look exactly the same, but for now, I'm gonna focus on finishing up my flap and then adding my hardware. So I did leave this piece on here until I get my stitch locked, and then I can at least start the stitch line to make sure everything is accurate and in place before I go ahead and snip that off, if you are wondering. Alright, so finally I have my front panels, side panels, back panels all stitched on. I'm just going to do my drop-in lining, attach my flap, and we're going to finish up this bag. This is also the finished flap. I just need to attach my hardware closure to here. And that completes our bag. I did end up adding a handle to the flap, in addition to, of course, the side tabs for the strap, just in case we want to include a shoulder strap. I actually like the bag the way it is. I don't think I will use a strap, but the hardware is there if need be. I did mess up a piece of my leather. I'm not too happy about that. I think it came from my sewing machine, but whatever. We're just experimenting, and so far so good. This is not a bag that I've made before, so I'm literally experimenting. This is the drop-in lining. I would do a lot of things differently the next time around, but it is what it is. So far so good. It came out decently. It came out decent. Yeah, we'll give it a decent. Okay, so I will catch you guys on the next video. I do plan to work with this leather again because it's just that beautiful. And just in case you wanted to know, I would use probably a veg tan for the strap, or just apply some of the same leather over this veg tan. So that's it for this project. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, peace out.